Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a very, very special car indeed. This is a Honda Accord 2.2 Type S diesel Tourer. So rare, these cars, especially with just the ownership and the amazing history this car's got. All of its servicing right up to the one we've done has been done by Honda. Finished, and it's in absolutely stunning condition as well. Go around the car for you. 2013, so it's the facelift model. Auto cruise control on the car. Front end of the car, still, this is still such a good looking estate car, it really is. Lights and lenses clear, intact. There's no cracks or condensation. Front of the car extraordinarily clean. Same with the bonnet. Any stone chip, if there are any, tiny. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely mirror smooth in the panels. You can't see any obvious indentations. Near side front alloy, lovely. We've washed the car off, we've not polished it, and it's just got that lovely natural gleam. Normally this is what 2 or 3 year old cars look like. 10-year-old, 11-year-old cars. It is such a handsome car, it really is. And the back, you see, quick detached tow bar. We've got the key for that as well. It is almost like new around the back there. Whoever's owned the car has just kept it just incredibly. I wish I could keep cars like this. Offside front, again, beautifully smooth and crisp. That again, lovely. And externally, I mean, there's got to be the odd tiny little mark somewhere on the car. But boy, you'd have to look very hard to find one, because that is the best example I've ever seen in my time in the trade. Come to the boot area, absolutely massive boot, and in all honesty, it looks like the boot's never been used. Video won't do justice to this, but the carpeted areas look as though they've never had anything set on them at all. It's incredible there. Let's come to the back, you get the full black leather interior on the car, and again, that has been kept in absolutely stunning condition. Front and the passenger side, full set of original Honda mats in the car. Passenger seat there again in superb condition. Finally come to the driver's door card, which unsurprisingly is lovely. Same with the footwell areas, been kept really nicely. Driver's seat for an 11-year-old car, again absolutely extraordinary really. Right, so inside the car now, engine's running as is always the case, so the dash is illuminated. Dashboard looks pretty much like new. Sat nav, you can see, working exactly as it should there. Pop the car into reverse, you've got the rear parking camera, which complements the front and rear parking sensors. Carrying on down, you've got this absolutely stunning interior. It really is a gorgeous interior in these cars. Just come to the dash binnacle, 68,359 miles, and there are no warning lights on the car at all whilst the engine's running. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack, lock and wheel nut key, and the keys for the removable tow bar, all here and present with the car. Alright then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a car I've very much been looking forward to doing this video on. And this is a Honda Accord 2.2 Type S diesel Tourer, registered FR13KTL, with a mileage of just 68,352 recorded. The reason we do all of our videos, by the way, and especially actually this part, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the actual car advertised in operation. The reason we've always felt it important is simply because loads of people have been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine and dandy in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out when you drive it, it's got an obvious fault that shows up, which can be hugely frustrating. We do it on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, as you know from the walk around section in the advert, just the ownership history, everything about the car is just wonderful, as is the car to drive. And I caution everyone at this point, I am massively biased. I adore these cars, but I will be pulling no punches if there's anything that flags up, which 99% certain there's nothing. Twist the key, engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. The temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be. These engines have a deserved reputation for being very tough and durable over huge mileages with just good regular maintenance, and it certainly had that in its life. Cam chain driven, no cam belts to worry about, but boy oh boy, what an engine. It's smooth, it's quiet, but it's because it's the 180 horsepower version. If you touch the throttle, you're going at a rate of knots. It's just such a lovely unit, because unlike lots of diesel engines where they're kind of one-trick ponies really, they instant urge and go, but then they die off very quickly, very short, narrow power band, whereas this pulls all the way through, twice as wide in terms of power band as most cars, and smoothly and quietly at the same time. It's a fabulous engine. Engine feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch in the car, absolutely perfect. Bite point, exactly where it's meant to be. It's lovely and smooth in operation. And then onto one of the nicest manual gearboxes you're ever going to use. As with most modern cars, the gear change is via cables that go to the gearbox underneath, or at the front there. Unlike most other cars, it actually feels like the gear lever is going into a gearbox directly. It's got such a lovely, positive, mechanical feel to it. It's a joyful gearbox to use. The weighting, the engagement, everything just is so satisfying and feels so engineered. It's beautifully done, and zero wear in it. It feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. And then we come on to what I've always maintained is the best part of these cars, the steering and chassis. It is astonishingly accomplished. The steering, by the way, tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit actually. But it's got lovely weighting to it. It's quick, it's accurate, it's completely precise. But when you go through corners, this is what I love about this car. Going into this corner now, a bit quicker, turn in, hardly any body motion or body roll. Steering never ever feels anything other than completely faithful and without any nervousness to it at all. Quite often you turn a car in, the car feels like it's moving, the steering feels like it's wandering about a bit, but this is so planted, but even by modern standards it destroys most cars in this kind of class. It's that good still, because the chassis gives you this wonderfully polished, damped ride. It's very, very comfortable indeed. And yet when you go through corners, and I had to years ago in emergency drive down to Wiltshire across some very interesting roads to say the least, and the car was just so incredibly capable and sure-footed, and yet still can be as docile as this when you drive around. Most people just tip of the iceberg in terms of what the car's capable of doing. Incidentally, as I drive over these roads here, pitted road surfaces, absolutely no clonks, rattles, anything from the suspension at all. Brakes are superb on the car, bite beautifully, no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all. And then finally coming inside, it's just arrived, it's not been cleaned, it hardly needs it, it's been kept absolutely beautifully in here. Beautifully put together as well, not a squeak or a rattle from the interior. The quality of the materials used are still, again, fantastic. But the dash layout itself, when you get to most modern cars, you literally need a PhD to try and operate the damn things. This you can get into, drive very simply, very quickly, and all working perfectly well. The big sat-nav screen is recessed deep into the dash there. Again, unlike most modern tablets, which terrible glare that you get on them, that's hidden back very nicely. Then you've got big, simple, easy to use radio, and your dual zone climate control system, so you have different temperatures side to side. pumping out, by the way, absolutely ice cold air. All of the switchgear, everything you touch has a wonderful high quality feel to it, beautifully damped. It is still an amazing car, as I said. And then your dash binnacle in front, classic Honda, big symmetrical round dials, so easy on the eye, so easy to take the information in. Even Honda have gone down the road these days of making the dash binnacles way too complicated, too much going on. This is the polar opposite of all of that, and all the better for it as well. And then finally you've got this lovely leather bound steering wheel, which, like the rest of the car, is in stunning condition in here. This is not a cheap car. We make that clear in the advert. It is very, very rare, but what makes it even rarer is its condition, is its ownership, is its history, and I'll be lucky to see another one of these at my time in the business. That's how rare they are, like this. But more importantly, in the video, I can't fault it. It drives absolutely